morning. I'm Miss Mealy. I'm the middle school guidance counselor, and I'll be your MC today. Thank you all for coming to the 7th grade awards assembly. To start us off, I'm going to have Mr. Black do some opening remarks.
Welcome to this 2014 7th grade awards night, day actually. I hope your sons and daughters had a successful year and a rewarding year. The faculty in the 7th grade wish to make some awards to their students. Faculty, athletic awards, community service awards. So I do appreciate the parents and friends for coming, and 7th grade students, welcome. Ms. Healy?
Okay, so I know on the paper that was handed out is we're going to do Allied Arts first, but we're going to actually change that up and do core subject awards first. So I'm going to have Miss Abbott and Miss Carbonneau come to present their 7th grade English awards.
Good morning, everybody. Happy last day of school. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna need this thing. So for my class, I had 2 out of the 3 7th grade classes, and it was truly a joy to have them this year. We read a lot of books. We did a lot of writing. And I'm hoping they enjoyed the books, most of them anyway, that we read. So I have 3 types of awards I'm going to give out. The first one is for attitude and work ethic. And this one goes to Gabriella Buxwala for consistently demonstrating a positive attitude and commitment to helping others in English. So if Gabriella can come up. The other one goes to Joseph De Palma III. Congratulations, Joe. The next one is determination in class for consistently demonstrating a strong desire to be successful in English. The first one goes to Mackenzie Blodgett. And the next one goes to Jason Brammer. The next one is a Habits of Mind Award, and this is for consistently demonstrating a strong desire to be more successful in English by becoming a more disciplined learner and persevering when faced with difficulty. The first one goes to Jenna Pearson. And the next one goes to Alexis Sparks.
So I was able to teach a third of the 7th graders this year, but 100% of them next year in 8th grade. Pretty excited about that. And I've got similar certificates to give out. Kind of wish I wore my glasses. I'm going to award Nathaniel Atkins an award for consistently demonstrating a strong desire to be successful in English language arts. And Christian Silvera for consistently demonstrating a strong work ethic. Let me just stand right there for a minute. For consistently demonstrating a strong work ethic, dedication to learning, positive attitude, and commitment to teamwork in English language arts. And to Tatiana Ledoux for consistently demonstrating a strong desire. We'll make her stand too. We'll stand right there. For consistently demonstrating a strong desire to be more successful in English language arts by becoming a more disciplined learner and persevering. She was challenged, she improved. She was one of the few that made improvements straight through the whole year.
So the next group of certificates of recognition is for academic growth. We're going to give these out to students in reading or in English who have demonstrated growth of 5 points or more, which is a year's worth of growth, as well as scoring proficient on the NECAP this year. So the first one goes to William Adams. Jason Brammer. Gabriella Buxwala. Lainey Hadlock. Brittany Lee. Tyler Lee. Gabby Levitt. Caleb LePage. Laura Lucas. Kian Marland. Sam Martin. Quentin Perkins. Nicole Payette. Yarnette Rodriguez. Asia Sandquist Clark. Quinn Susi. Alexis Sparks. Victoria Thompson. Alexandra Walker. Grace Webster. And Celeste Woodman. Congratulations, guys. Nice job. Thank you.
So communication is both the handshake and eye contact, and I felt some really firm handshakes and some good eye contact. So as you continue to come up, firm handshakes, good eye contact.
Thank you, Ms. Carbonell, Ms. Abbott. I will now have Ms. Torres come up and present the science awards for both her class and Mr. Bergeron's 7th grade class.
Okay, Ms. Bowler's up here, because obviously she spent a lot of time with some of you guys. For Mr. Bergeron's award, it goes to Jason Brammer for consistently demonstrating responsible behavior, kindness to others, good citizenship, respect for teachers and peers, and high academic standards. I'm going to start with my first semester. I'll get my little notes out somewhere. first semester, for this one, for most improved, this student, first quarter found out it didn't come out quite like they were hoping, and second quarter really turned it around, and this goes to PJ O'Connor. The next one, for most determined, just like never giving up, always really expecting the best, is Grace Phelps. This one goes to a student who just always had a smile on her face, a little bit of a chuckle in her talk, and it goes to Laura Lucas. Okay, so first semester watched me get bigger and bigger and bigger, and the second semester started with me at my biggest and then didn't see me for 13 weeks. So that's why Mrs. Bowler's up here, because she spent those 13 weeks with them, which since we were doing a semester was almost 2/3 of it. So she and I went through these awards together and chose them together. So the first one goes for the most improved, just consistently trying and trying and trying, goes to Hannah Marquis. The next one, same thing, just always plugging away, always being helpful, goes to Lexi Sparks. And then my last one for attitude is just basically going to somebody who wanted to do the best they could, just plugged away while other people might be a little more social. This one was just getting it done, and this goes to Liz Fortner. And then lastly, our second semester had time to do our t-shirt contest, which basically they picked some type of human impact that we have on an ecosystem, and they made t-shirts, which is a piece of paper, and then they voted on them, and they didn't know who they were, but they had numbers and stuff. And second and third place were a tie with Hannah and Joe. And Hannah said, "Save the otters, don't pollute the water." And Joe, "Don't build a dam, save a lamb." Which, if anybody knows Joe, we're lucky that doesn't say mountain goat, because he's a little obsessed with mountain goats. So he got it in there somehow. So that was tied for second and third. And then our winners was ride the tar, not the car. And that goes to Lexi Sparks. And that's it.
Thank you, Ms. Torres and Ms. Bowler. I will now have Mr. Lombardi and Mr. Brown come up to do the Social Studies Awards.
You going first?
Yeah, I can go first.
Okay, you go first.
Okay, everyone. This year's, we've had a different schedule than in the past years, and it's going to change again next year. Mr. Brown and myself both have taught 7th graders, and next year, Mr. Brown will be teaching strictly 8th grade, and I'll be back to 7th grade. So all of you will be seeing Mr. Brown next year. Okay? Let's hear it. All right. Okay, firstly, I have 2 awards for students who have consistently demonstrated a strong desire to be more successful in social studies by becoming a more disciplined learner and persevering when faced with challenges. Nathaniel Atkins. And Tyler Lee. Next, I have, let's see, 4 awards going to students who have consistently demonstrated a strong work ethic, dedication to learning, a positive attitude, and commitment to being a team player in social studies. Okay, this is a Best Attitude Award. Hannah Markey. Jenna Pearson. Tatiana Ledoux. Nicholas Sanborn. And the next award goes to determination for consistently demonstrating a strong desire to be successful. And we have Caleb LePage. Joseph De Palma III. Oh, the fourth? Is it really? Oh, it's the fourth. Alexis Sparks. And Yarnette Rodriguez. Okay, and now Mr. Brown.
As Mr. Lombardi said, I am going to be your social studies teacher. You will see me 1 hour a day for every of the 180 days next year for social studies. So the third of you that I had this year for 90 minutes at the end of the day, at the end of the year, you know, we had some good times, and you know, all of you have special qualities. Some qualities you can't make an award for them because they're just, you know, that special. But we had some good times, and you know, honestly, it was really hard for those of you that I had this semester. It was really hard some days for me to keep a straight face and keep the class going, you know, because some of the antics, you know, you just can't help to laugh. But I promise next year we'll have some good times. You've shown me that you have great potential for excellent work and creativity. Some of the websites that you built just recently and the work that you've done over this semester, you know, I see a lot of potential in you, and I'm hoping, you know, that's the same with the entire class. And next year we're gonna have a good time. We're gonna, you know, put our noses to the grindstones and really, you know, do some cool stuff. A lot less paper. So you guys those of you that I had seem to pick up the Chromebooks pretty well, and you know, get used to it because you'll be seeing those a lot next year. So I do have a few awards here. First off, and these are in no particular order, so I'll just read them. Is a certificate of achievement for the most passionate expressions of opinions relevant to social studies content. So there are those of you that, you know, if there's a topic on the table, and you usually have a strong opinion about it and are not afraid to voice it. So first up is Hudson Marks. And that's not a bad thing, by the way. It's important to address it. Again, for most passionate expressions of opinions relevant to social content, Fallon Russell. Fallon. I'm calling her Fallen for the holiday semester. I suppose I should get it right at least once. Next up, for being the most improved in the acquisition of social studies knowledge and skills. Looking at the progress that some of you made over the course of the semester, it's really nice to see you come out of your shell and really, start making more positive contributions to class and interacting with when we do group projects and stuff like that. It's not just about the grade, it's sort of an overall, thing. So, first up is Rebecca Leverall. And next up for most improved, Patrick O'Connor, PJ. Talk about trying to keep a straight face. This is one of the guys that makes it difficult. And a single award for attaining the highest level of academic achievement in 7th grade social studies, Vivi LeMay. All right, next up, for the greatest effort in attaining social studies knowledge and broadening one's global perspective, Victoria Thompson. Victoria had the misfortune of being sick for the last few days of school and when we were working on the websites, but luckily, she was able to get on the website from home and, finish up her part and everything, so it was good. Next up, greatest effort in attaining social studies knowledge and broadening one's global perspective, Colton Morgan. Colton's group did a website on Jamaica, and Colton, I believe, has traveled to Jamaica and brought his iPad in and, shared some of the actual pictures he took when he was there and some of his experiences. So it's always a cool thing with social studies, bringing in that life experience to, put it into your work. Next up, for commendable advancements towards becoming a global citizen, Jason Brammer. And again, these citizenship awards, the one Jason just got and the next one I'm going to announce, these are the guys and gals that really show not only an awareness of the world they live in, but you think of good citizenship and it's such a broad thing and hard to define, but it's something like, I'm very fussy about the way the computers are put away at the end of the day. Are they all plugged in? Do they all look the same? I've got a picture on top of the cart with a little poem that says, they need to be put away this way or they don't get unlocked the next day. And so, or a couplet, as Ms. Carbonell said it was, or something, not a whole poem. I'll work on that for next year. And so, these are just those little things that really help a teacher out at the end of the day when, I got to rush to the front of the school and get my daughter and, I can glance over and say, oh, okay, these students they took care of putting up those chairs that weren't put up and stack the folders and all this stuff. So next up, for commendable advancements towards becoming a global citizen, Gabby Levitt. All right, last two awards, for having the best attitude and for facilitating an atmosphere of positivity in social studies class. First up is Brittany Lee. Brittany always has a smile on her face. She comes in. Congratulations, Brittany. Keeps a certain amount of levity in the classroom environment. And secondly, Vincent Perkins. And that's it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Brown, and Mr. Lombardi, wherever he went. I will now have Ms. Moody and Ms. Murphy come up for the math 7th grade awards.
So I had the opportunity to have 2/3 of the 7th graders this year for math, and Ms. Murphy had 1/3 of them. And all of you will have the opportunity to have Ms. Murphy next year for 8th grade math. We are going to recognize students for 4 different categories, actually. I've added one for math. And the first one is for determination. These students come into class every day. They have a strong desire to be successful. They try and they try and they try. They ask questions. If they get stuck, they don't just stop. And even if they're really not sure about their work, or if they feel confident about what they're doing, they continue to work at it. The first one is Tatiana Ledoux. And the second student I would like to recognize is Gabriella Batsuala.
And for the other third grouping, for the most determined, ask the most questions, even if they weren't sure of themselves, they asked questions constantly, not just of me, but of Mr. Soster, who was the Title I teacher in my classroom, which was wonderful. But this person always showed determination and had quite a bit of growth, and I'd like to recognize Tyler Lee. Congratulations, Tyler. You're awesome. You're welcome.
The second group of students we'd like to recognize are students who come to class every day. They always have a strong work ethic. They always get their work done. They always have their homework. They're dedicated to learning. They have a great attitude, even if they're not always enjoying what we're doing in class. And they're really committed to helping other people that they're working with. They will stop and take the time to answer a question that another student has, and talk to their peers first, maybe before calling me over to get some help. And my first student is Joseph DeBama. My second student is Jason Brammer. And my third student is Sam Martin.
Ms. Moody's doing an awesome job of explaining all of these awards, and I don't know that I have much of a follow-up, but I do have for the best attitude and work ethic, and I ditto the no matter whether they like it, they didn't like it, they did it anyway, and they did it the way I asked them to do it, okay? And they didn't say, well, I got the answer. And they always paid attention. Even if there was other little chitter-chatter, this person's eyes were always looking at me as if to say, I'm listening. And I'd like to recognize Christian Silvera.
The next students that we'd like to recognize, we call this a Habits of Mind Award. These students work really hard to follow instructions and follow the structure that we're providing to them, and trying to just become better math students, really knowing what they're doing. They never quit, even if it's really challenging for them. I don't see them show an extreme amount of frustration. They take their time, they ask questions, they'll go back and fix their work if they've made a mistake and they can find where it is. My first student is Colton Morgan.
My second student's Brandon Wyman. And my third student is Hannah Markey.
I don't know about the frustration part. My student that had habits of mind, I think they got frustrated, but they didn't give up. They showed frustration, and they tried until they were more successful. And for this Habits of Mind award for consistently demonstrating a strong desire to be more successful and becoming more disciplined learner and persevering in challenges. And I would like to recognize Nathaniel Atkins.
Fourth group of students that I'd like to recognize, these are students who really enjoy the problem-solving aspect of math. They're very dedicated to their learning. They're willing to explore things on their own. They may be wrong. They might come into class the next day and I'll see a whole sheet of paper where they've tried to solve a problem. They just don't quit. They don't necessarily want me to tell them how to do it. They want to figure it out for themselves and then check with me. So they're willing to take those risks. They're willing to persevere. The first student that I'd like to recognize is Grace Phelps. The second student is Alexis Sparks. My third student is Lexi Walker. And the fourth student is Nicole Piat. And we also would like to recognize students for their academic growth this year. We have a lot of students who made the average yearly growth of 5 points on their NEWA test, or a lot more than that. We had some students who scored 18 or 20 points more this year than they did last year. And also were proficient on their kneecap test. The first student is Quinn Susi. Killian Moreau. Lexi Walker. Zach Horn. Caleb LePage. Sam Martin. Tatiana Ledoux. Victoria Thompson. Joe DePalma. Will Adams. Lainey Hadlock. Elizabeth Fortner. Jonathan Merrill. Fallon Russell. Christian Silvera. Jacob Silva. Tyler Lee. Tyler Murrow. Gabby Levitt. And Brittany Lee.
I'd just like to say that I'm very much looking forward to having the 7th grade students that I had this year again, and welcoming the 2/3 more that I didn't have this year. The 7th graders, they're all a pleasure, most days. And they know what to expect, so it's not going to be any new venture for them. Well, it will be a new venture, but they'll know what to expect from me. And I do look forward to having all of you. And have a great summer. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Moody and Ms. Murphy. I will now have Ms. Healy come up to present some French awards.
Well, good morning, everybody. I was very lucky this year. I had an excellent group of 7th graders, so it was very, very tough to pick just a few. So after I looked at grades, where a lot of you had a lot of grades, a lot of good grades, I had to look at attitude, which to me goes a long, long way. The person who comes to class prepared, ready to work, positive attitude, is not afraid of a challenge, and is enjoying my class as well. So I would like to recognize Jason Bramer, Tyler Lee, and last, Joseph De Palma IV. Thank you.
It is my pleasure to present the next set of awards. I will be starting with the high honors. So this was looking at the first 3 quarters of the year. So these are all the students who consistently demonstrated a strong work ethic, dedication to learning, and positive attitude in all areas of academics. Nathaniel Atkins. Jason Brammer. Isaac Curlis. Joe De Palma. Liz Fortner. Brittany Lee. Tyler Lee. Gabby Levitt. Tatiana Ledoux. Phoebe LeMay. Laura Lucas. Hudson Marks. Hannah Marquis. Tyler Murrow. Fallon Russell. Victoria Thompson.
Last one.
and Celeste Woodman. For my next awards, I will be doing the highest honors award. So these students through the first 3 quarters attained a 4.0 GPA. Lainey Hadlock.
Good job, Laney. Good job.
Grace Phelps. Nicole Piet. Christian Silvera.
Hey, Nicole. Nicole.
Quinn Susie. Alexis Sparks.
Last one.
And Lexi Walker. For my last award, I will be presenting the Attendance Award. So these students consistently demonstrated a strong desire to be successful in school by having an excellent attendance record.
This is for excuse, guys.
Will Adams. Nathaniel Atkins. Jason Brammer. Mackenzie Blodgett. Joe De Palma. Liz Fortner. Lainey Hadlock. Phoebe LeMay. Laura Lucas. Hudson Marks. Sam Martin. Hannah Marquis. Matt Miller. Grace Phelps. Nicole Piet. Fallon Russell.
Do you want to give me a photo?
Nick Sanborn. Quinn Susie. Alexis Sparks. Victoria Thompson. Lexi Walker. And Grace Webster. I would like to move on to the community awards, so I'll have Miss Ward come up and present the community service awards.
Good morning. I'm very pleased to be here this morning to present the Community Service Awards to the 7th graders who have completed 10 or more hours of community service. The first student is William Adams. Jason Brammer. Elizabeth Fortner. Lainey Hadlock. Tyler Murrow. Quentin Perkins. Nicole Piet. Asia Sandquist Clark. Christian Severa. Quinn Susi. Victoria Thompson. And Brandon Wyman. You guys did a great job, really in all different areas throughout the town, and I just think it's a very important thing for the school and for the students to do this, and congratulations.
Thank you, Mrs. Ward. I would like to now bring up Mr. Tom Alt, who has a gift from the Conservation Committee.
Thank you. Good morning. And to you French students, bon matin, mes amis. And to you math students, I need some help. Because while I've been listening to your awards, I've been doing the math when I graduated off this stage behind you, and I keep getting the number 49 years ago, and I don't think it's right. So if it doesn't scare you, it sure scares me. I would like to give some backup agreement to Mrs. Healy's comment when she said that attitude is so important. It's been my experience, and I have quite a few years of experience now in the real world out there, that attitude is not only important, attitude is everything. And a good attitude will get you places where nothing else would get you. So please keep that in mind as time goes on. The Littleton Conservation Commission every year sponsors a camp scholarship. And for the past few years, we have worked with the Vermont Department of Fish and Wildlife at a camp that they run over in Woodbury, Vermont, at Buck Lake. It offers 1 week of activities, great variety. You name the outdoor activity, and they probably provide it, from archery, canoeing, swimming, hiking, shooting, everything. And we've had good feedback from the students that we have sent there. So we have 2 scholarships this year, one for the 7th grade student and one for an 8th grade student. And for the 7th grade recipient this year, I'd like to have Nathaniel Atkins come up, please. I'm giving Nathaniel a special flashlight here that helps him find the men's room after dark. And at camp, the men's room might also be known as the outhouse. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Alt. Slight change in the program. I'm going to have Mr. Ferrantino come up to present some Tech Ed Awards.
Good morning, everybody. This year, we had quite a few 7th and 8th graders go through our technology education program with the change in the schedule and moving these kids in half blocks in the morning and in the afternoon. It really worked out well. And it's difficult to see the different students in the classrooms and who we could pick. So Mark and I, Mr. Humphreys and I, decided that this year, our awards were going to go to the kids that were able to successfully come to meetings and get projects done and compete at the state level. So the first award I have this morning is for Will Adams. The next recipient of the Tech Ed Award is Hudson Marks. Thank you.
For our next awards, we'll do the Spring Athletic Awards, and I'll have Mr. Shea and Mrs. Winslow come up to present them.
Good morning. This was Mrs. Winslow and myself's first attempt at coaching softball at the middle school level, so it was very interesting and quite a learning experience for us. I know that I would not have been able to do it without Mrs. Winslow's assistance, and I'd like to thank her and the parents that were so dutiful in bringing their children to practice and being there for games, and for a couple of individual ones, Tom Hool, who helped us on the sideline and came in inside the lines a couple of games for us, and I believe it was Mrs. Millen who actually kept score for us the first couple of weeks, since I didn't know how to do that. She did it in the stands, so at least we could keep track of the score that way. But it was an interesting season, and it was a good one for us. We started off out of the gates kind of rough, but we came around after, I think we started off no wins, 3 losses, and a tie, and finished the season with 8 straight wins. So it was a good season for us out there. And the first athletic award for softball goes to probably our grittiest player, who never minded getting her uniform dirty and mostly insisted on it, Grace Webster. Second award goes to Kyra Langtang. And the third award goes to Gabby Levitt.
I'd just like to thank all of the girls that came out this year, and I really hope you come back next year. You're going to be very much needed next year. And I also want to thank your parents and all of the other teachers who encouraged you and gave you all the support that you needed throughout the season. Have a wonderful summer, ladies.
Thank you. And if any of you 7th graders were considering softball for next year, come on board.
Good morning. Mr. Alt, don't feel bad. I graduated in '64. Back in 1969, no, I'm not going to do that to you folks. Can't do that. Let's just take a look again for the, looking at the spring sports and what we had going. You noticed what happened here, right? I want to just make sure that I thank some people out there, Donnie Shosa and Alex Smith, for setting us up on different events that we had to have people come in at the last minute, and they really rushed around and got things done for us, and I want to make sure that they get credit. Mr. Connolly, Jerry Connolly, who did our fields for us for softball and baseball, out there in the rain, it didn't matter. If he thought the game was going to be played, he was out there with his lime and his machines and doing the work and keeping our fields in good shape. Also, Mr. Spalding, for making sure that we could play ball in something less than 6 feet of grass. Makes it easier for the ball. Unless we were playing a tough team and we didn't want it to go deep, and make sure it was high so it would stop. No, I'm only kidding. Our kids didn't have to do that. And again, and mainly for all my coaches for the tremendous amount of dedication that they gave to your children, the students of our school, and the school itself. First of all, what I'd like to do is I'm going to be taking place for a couple of my coaches. The first one is going to be my track coach, who is Colleen Morneau. Colleen's been with us for quite a few years. These young people take their time to come in after school. They go down to the gym. I see them jumping around on the high bar and then running around, getting in shape, getting ready for this track tournament that they have in Lancaster. And it's really a classic to watch it. They're a good bunch of kids. They did a great job. She says the greatest bunch of young people that she's had. So she really had a great time with them. And we'll give out these awards as quickly as we can because I got more to come by and whatnot here. First of all, again, somebody who's participated and worked with the team, Vivi LeMay. The next gentleman took 4th place in the 75-yard dash, 4th place in the long jump, Sam Martin. This young lady took 2nd place in the high jump, Liz Fortner. This young man, Tyler Lee, 4th place in the 400-yard relay, and also 1st place in the long jump. First place in the 100-yard dash, 3rd place in the high jump, Christian Silviera. Don't need those. Thank you, Mr. Lombard. Next on my list is tennis. Really kind of a neat thing this year in that we've had sign-ups for tennis. Now I can see you. We had sign-ups for tennis, and we had quite a number of young people sign up, and it was really good to see because it's been a long time since we had a number of boys and girls that would sign up for tennis, and that meant we had to scramble for some coaches, and we had some outstanding people come forward to help and work with our teams. And this fine young lady is going to be giving you awards out for us for our tennis teams. Did an outstanding job in the coordination of the program, working with the young people, trying to keep them, and sometimes it could have been difficult, a discipline situation on the court. You've got kids all over the place. You can imagine, right? Tennis balls, rackets, no? 2 courts, 1 person. Anyway, did an outstanding job, and now that organizing all the little matches that they had with the girls, I'd like to introduce to you, please, Lynn LaHoot.
Morning. Thanks for having me. If I could have you to hold your applause while I call up these students, please. Lainey Hadlock. Applause at the end. No, wait, come back, come back. Brittany Lee. Nicole Payette. Lexi Walker. Will Adams. Ian Crossley. Joe DePalma. And Sam Martin. So this year was a big year for the Crusaders in tennis. We organized the boys' tennis team for the first time in over 5 years, which had not existed. And we ended with a big bang when the girls' varsity tennis team ended the year with their Division III state championship, the first since 1998. None of you were born yet, but this year you all got a good taste of tennis. So even though we only got to have 2 solid matches against the girls and boys, it was enough for you to know that tennis can be a lot of fun. Yes, it can be very boring. But as you become stronger players, your game will pick up a lot of speed, and it will move along a lot faster, and it will keep the attention of you, the boys, and the spectators. So as this year comes to an end, my advice to all of you for this summer and next fall, if you're not playing a fall sport, is to please try to get a racket in your hand at least once a week and improve your tennis skills. Practice your serves a lot. If you develop an effective serve, your game will immediately jump a level. Tennis teaches you that you are not perfect. You want to be perfect, you try to be perfect, and then you're out there and you're not perfect. But you only need to realize that today, even though I'm not perfect, I just need to be better than the other person on the other side of the net. Right? Right. So, congratulations on your first year, and have a great summer with many more years of tennis to follow, hopefully. Thank you.
Boy, those people really have a racket, don't they? Sorry. What I have with me right now is the boys' baseball team that we had this past year. They did a super job. They won the tournament in White Mountain Regional. Great game at the end. I think it was, 3-2 boys, 3-1? Yeah. And again, I was on the other side because I was doing my umpires on the other side with the softball teams. But it was really great. I had to keep my neck was getting keep looking back to see what was going on with the boys. They did a great job. They had to come back Sunday to win it, and they did. And it was really a great season. They had a great season. And again, the competition was not what I think Coach Fillion, Peter Fillion was their coach, by the way, Coach Fillion would have liked, but unfortunately these are the teams they're going to face. They get better, we have to get better, so we can perform and do well against them as far as baseball is concerned on the high school level. So what I'd like to do is give out the 7th grade awards for this year. Jason Bremer. Talamero. Jacob Silva. Nate Atkins. Nick Sanborn. And Quentin Perkins. Again, a good foundation for the sport of baseball. Softball, as was mentioned earlier, get as many of you out to play. We've got a bunch of young ladies that are coming up from the 6th grade to 7th. Again, to have another great season both in baseball and in softball. And gentlemen from baseball, congratulations.
Yeah, come on. Go ahead.
All right, so for our last awards, they're kind of miscellaneous awards. So we're going to have Mr. Lombardi present the first two, and then Mr. Black present the third, once Mr. Lombardi is done talking.
Okay. First, I'd like to thank Mr. Lafitte. For over 20 years, Mr. Lafitte has brought the geography bee to Littleton. And since I took over his job about 4 years now, I've kept it going. And I just want to say that it's a great opportunity for some of these students. So all you 7th graders can also try the geography bee next year as well. We all know Mr. Joseph Topama. We brought him up last year from 6th grade to try, and he made it to the top 10 in the state of New Hampshire down at Keene. So that was last year. And this year was even more exciting because he also made it to the top 10, but it was the top 3, which was really impressive. So let's hear it for Joe again. Here's a nice colored photo of the 3 students. We have Emily Dane, Elizabeth Fortner, and Joe that made it to the top 3 here in Littleton. And Joe, obviously, he made it to the final, so he came in first. But I do have some awards for these 3, and let's move on with that. Okay. First, we'll recognize Elizabeth Fortner, 2nd place. Come on up. Okay. Nice plaque. You want to wear this now? Okay. And a nice medal. Thanks, Elizabeth. And Joe, come on up. Just stand right here. I just want to say, again, there's over 100, only 100 students in the state of New Hampshire can make it to this geography bee down in Keene. The top 100. And there's more than 100 that actually take the qualifying exam. So once Joe wins it within the school, he takes this qualifying exam that has some really tricky questions. After he's done, I mail it right down to Washington, D.C. They go through it, and then they figure out who the top 100 in the state are. And again, I just can't believe how Joe did so well this year. And hopefully you take the bee next year, too. So thank you, Joe. Here you are. Let me give you this one, too. All right. Thank you, Joe. Okay, we're going to move on to the Student Council participation certificates. This year, the Middle School Student Council, the students volunteered at the Rocks Estate. They put on a dance, and we've also done a nice job with the floorball tournament, which we did this fall, which was one of the first times for that. So the students that I'm going to be calling off, some showed up to the meetings on a weekly basis, and some did participate and help volunteer at these events. So, Victoria Thompson, Ian Crossley, we couldn't have done it without you at the floorball tournament. Quinn Susi, Nicole Piette, Laura Lucas, Joseph Topama, the 4th, Jason Brammer, Grace Phelps. This next student was a very important person during the floorball tournament. He ran the scoreboard, and we couldn't have done it without him. Thank you, Brandon Wyman. Come on up. And lastly, Alexa Sparks. Okay, thank you.
All right, now I'd like to have Mr. Black come up to present the Daisy Bronson Middle School Teacher Award.
The Middle School Teacher Award is voted on by the faculty in the middle school. And this year's award winner will be receiving the award in the 8th grade assembly, because she will be up for the 8th grade students. This award, she'll be getting this certificate here, and her name will be put onto the plaque in the front office. Miss Heather Wright. Miss Linda Levitt will be giving the closing remarks.
Good morning. I'll be brief because I know you've been sitting for a while. We'd just like to congratulate all the students on your awards and for a great school year. Also like to thank the parents and family members for your support of our educational programming and all of our school efforts. Students, hoping that you'll have a safe summer, and I guess I have the honor of declaring you officially 8th graders. Thank you.